Hello, it's your girl Precious Doy right here, and in this video I will show you how to cut and sew this kaftan bubu with V neckline. If that is what you're interested in learning, keep on watching. So to start with, I fold my fabric into two first. The hem is the open side and the upper part is the side that doesn't have any opening. Then I'm going to fold it again to make 4 folds. So you measure it and make sure it's your length. This is the length of the fabric I'm using. I'm using the leftover fabric I have at home. So here I have folded it into 4. The side that doesn't have any opening is the center front, and the side that has opening is the side. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So what I'm going to do here is to mark the neck width and depth. The neck width is 3 and the neck depth is 1.5 inches. That's 1.5 inches. And I'm going to draw out the shape for the neck. So what I'm going to do next is to input my shoulder to shoulder measurement divided by 2, and what I have is 7.5. I'm going to mark it there, and I'm going to decide how many inches I want for my extension because the sleeve is part of the dress. So before I do that, I will go down by 1 inch to create my shoulder slope, and I'm going to connect a line to the neckline. So the shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, which is 7.5. Then I'll decide my extension. I'll make the sleeve extension 6. You can make yours 7 or 8 or as much as you want. So I'll go down from there by how much I want my armhole to be, which is 9 inches. You can make yours 10. So what I'm just doing here is to make sure I get a straight line. I'm going to draw a line from the sleeve to form the armhole. What I'm going to do next is to input my shoulder to hip measurement, which is 22, and I'm going to draw a straight line at the hip. Remember, the length of your dress might be longer. This is the fabric I have left, so the length cannot be more than this, but yours can be more. I input my hip circumference divided by 4, and I added extra 3 inches. You can make yours, you can add extra 4 inches if you have enough fabric. Then I'll use my hip curve to connect a line. So I decided to extend my sleeve out by 1 more inches. So then I'm going to now connect a line from the armhole, from the sleeve area to the hip length. I'm going to connect a line like so. And like I said earlier, you can make the length of your dress, of your bubu gown, longer than mine. You can make it to reach the knee length. So now I have cut it out, and this is what we have. This is for the back and this is for the front. So now on the front, I'll go from the shoulder point. I'll go down by 10 inches at the center front. I'll go down by 10 inches, then I'll come in by 1 inch. What we are trying to do here is to get the V neckline, and I'm going to use a ruler to draw a straight line from the shoulder to the 1 inch that I just mark. What to do next is to cut out this only on the front. Don't cut out the neck for the back, only for the front. So this is how it is looking like now. So I'm going to open up the fabric. This is the front. The right sides are facing each other, and I'm going to stitch along the shoulder using 1/4 inch. I'll stitch across the shoulder. So after stitching the shoulder, this is how it looks like. Then I will still open up the fabric. So I'm going to measure around the neck from this point here. Remember, from this point here you are going to measure all around and see what you have. I have 29 29.5, that's 29.5 inches, and I've cut out a long strip of fabric. The width is 4 inches and the length is the neck measurement that I measured earlier, and I added 1 inch, so that gives me 30.5 inches. So I'm going to go to my sewing machine now, and I will sew this collar all around. This is the collar, so I'm going to sew it all around. After I finish sewing, we'll go on to the next step. So this is after I have sewn it. This is how it's looking like. I'm going to tuck in this. I'll make a little notch at the corner here, and I'm going to tuck in the collar. I'll tuck it in. I'm going to iron it all around, tuck it in at the lower part, and then stitch this lower part inward like I did here. So this is how it's looking like. The next thing is to make our front design for the front. So this is it. I want to place square on it. I want to make sure the square fabric I want to put in front as design gets in the center. I want it to be in the center, so I'm going to measure it and make sure it is in the center. Another thing I did was to fold the square fabric. The square fabric I used 10 inches all round, so I make sure I fold it inside and iron it first, then I stitch it. Afterward, I added this design detail to the sleeve to make it look more good. I also used 4 inches for the width. I measured the length of my sleeve for it. So what I'm going to do now is to join the side seams and then stitch in the hem to neatly finish the hem.